I don't think that what we're seeing is a sign of a very positive turn in the relationship, but I think it's up to our Prime Minister to maybe reset.
Or do you want to be a man who's a leader of men?
Leader of men.
I want to be a man who's a leader of men. He's trying to be a leader of women. And it's not attractive.
He showed up at a high school. Trudeau went back to a high school in Poco, BC today to try to get support and pump up his ego.
Trudeau's high school visit turns into a massive PR disaster. Students cringe as the PM struts in wearing Taylor Swift friendship bracelets, desperately trying to seem cool and relatable. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. But that's not all. An American news anchor drops a bombshell suggesting Trudeau is hiding something. What dark secrets could Canada's leader be keeping under wraps?
I mean, I think that Trump does like to make jokes, and I think he is trolling Trudeau. I mean, let's remember, Trudeau spent the last 2 years.
Picture this. Justin Trudeau, Canada's Prime Minister, strolls into a high school decked out in Taylor Swift friendship bracelets. He's grinning from ear to ear, thinking he's about to wow these kids with his coolness. But instead of cheers, he's met with a sea of confused faces and uncomfortable silence. The students exchange glances, cringing as Trudeau launches into his prepared speech. He's trying so hard to connect, dropping pop culture references left and right, but it's painfully obvious he's missed the mark. One student whispers to another, "Is this for real?" as Trudeau awkwardly attempts to fist bump a bewildered teenager. Within minutes, phones are out, and social media is ablaze. Twitter explodes with memes and mockery. One viral post reads, "Trudeau thinks friendship bracelets make him relatable." Newsflash, we care about jobs and affordable housing, not your concert swag. The criticism spreads like wildfire, with both students and parents weighing in on the PM's epic fail. But here's the kicker. This visit was supposed to boost support for a Liberal candidate in an upcoming by-election. Instead, it's turned into a PR nightmare that could seriously hurt their chances. Political analysts are already predicting a drop in youth voter turnout for the Liberals, as Trudeau's attempts to seem hip have only highlighted how out of touch he really is. The disconnect between Trudeau's self-image and public perception couldn't be more stark. He sees himself as the cool, progressive leader who gets young people. But the reality? Students are rolling their eyes, seeing right through his manufactured persona. One 17-year-old put it bluntly. We don't need a prime minister who tries to act like our best friend. We need someone who actually listens to our concerns.
You have to imagine that if you're going to weigh in on their politics, they're going to weigh in on ours. I would say that at this point, it's not helpful.
He showed up at a high school. Trudeau went back to a high school in Poco, BC today to try to get support and pump up his ego.
This high school disaster is just the latest in a string of incidents fueling growing skepticism about Trudeau's authenticity. Voters are starting to question, is there any substance behind the carefully crafted image? Or is it all just smoke and mirrors? As the dust settles on this cringeworthy visit, one thing's becoming clear. Trudeau's trademark charm might be wearing thin. And with an American news anchor now raising eyebrows about the PM's past, things are about to get even more interesting. What could Trudeau be hiding beneath that polished exterior? Stay tuned, because this story is far from over. And while Canadians were cringing at Trudeau's high school antics, an American anchor was digging into his past. Now, he's making waves with a shocking theory about the Prime Minister's true motives. What does Tyrus think Trudeau is really hiding? Tyrus, the outspoken American news anchor, didn't hold back when it came to Justin Trudeau. He dropped a bombshell on air suggesting that Trudeau's feminist act might be nothing more than a cover-up. According to Tyrus, when men loudly proclaim themselves as feminists, it usually means one of two things. They're either trying to score points with women or hiding something really bad from their past. This explosive claim sent shockwaves through Canadian media.
I want to be president one day.
That either tells me they are trying to get lucky. It either tells me that they're hiding something really disgraceful in their past they did to a woman.
Some outlets couldn't believe a foreign commentator would dare to question their prime minister so boldly. Others saw it as a wake-up call, wondering if there might be some truth to Tyrus's words. After all, Trudeau's past isn't exactly squeaky clean. Remember those blackface incidents that keep coming back to haunt him? The most infamous one happened at an Arabian Nights gala back in 2001. Trudeau was 29 years old at the time, old enough to know better. These scandals have left many questioning his judgment and maturity. But Tyrus's comments go beyond just bringing up old dirt. He's tapping into a growing skepticism about male feminists in general. More and more people are starting to wonder, are these guys really champions for women's rights, or are they just putting on an act to hide their true colors? For Trudeau, this couldn't come at a worse time. His attempt to connect with high school students backfired big time, making him look painfully out of touch. Now, with Tyrus's accusations flying around, people are taking a closer look at everything Trudeau says and does.
Or do you want to be a man who's a leader of men?
Leader of men.
I want to be a man who's a leader of men. He's trying to be a leader of women. And it's not attractive.
I mean, look at this schmuck. Look at this. He still has those friendship bracelets on from the Taylor Swift concert where he got those from little girls.
The international scrutiny is ramping up too. It's not just Tyrus anymore. News outlets around the world are starting to ask tough questions about Canada's charming prime minister. They're digging into his past, analyzing his policies, and wondering if there's more to Justin Trudeau than meets the eye. All of this leaves us with some burning questions. What else might be lurking in Trudeau's closet? Is his feminist stance genuine, or just a clever disguise? And most importantly, how will Canadian voters react to these growing doubts about their leader's authenticity? Trudeau's public image is crumbling faster than a house of cards in a hurricane. His high school visit was a total disaster, leaving students cringing and social media exploding with mockery. And now, an American anchor is hinting at dark secrets in Trudeau's past. Talk about a 1-2 punch. The gap between Trudeau's carefully crafted image and how people actually see him is growing wider by the day. He's trying so hard to be the cool, progressive leader, but voters are seeing right through it. One analyst even said, Trudeau's attempts to connect with youth appear forced and out of touch, which could alienate a demographic crucial for the Liberal Party's future success.
I don't think that what we're seeing is a sign of a very positive turn in the relationship, but I think it's up to our prime minister to maybe reset.
Hi, Mr. Trudeau! Hi, Mr. Trudeau! Hi, sir!
So here's the million-dollar question. Is this the beginning of the end for Trudeau's political career? Can he bounce back from this PR nightmare? Or will Canadian voters decide it's time for a change? One thing's for sure. The next election is going to be one wild ride.